We're in Nepal for 8 weeks. The first 4 weeks are in Kathmandu. We are at Patan Hospital. After that, we'll be at Ampapal for 2 weeks, which is a rural location, about 5-6 hours away. We're staying at the Lalit Heritage Home. It's in Patan Durbar Square. It is a religious site for many Nepalis, and it's only about a 10-minute walk to the hospital.
I get up at 6:30, having a great breakfast here at the guest house we are in, and then I walk through the bazaar, which is the local market, which is a whole experience in its own every morning.
Head over to the hospital. It takes about a 10-minute walk. We have morning rounds. Sometimes we have lectures. At 10 o'clock, I usually go to the outpatient department and see patients with the doctors.
I'm assigned to the obstetric and gynecology department, so every morning at 8 we have a morning report.
We'll walk to the hospital and I'll go right to the emergency department.
The hospital itself is a semi-governmental hospital, which means half of it is subsidized by the government while the other half is private.
1956, Dr. Fleming visited Nepal. In that time, he started a clinic here, and later on, it became the Santa Bhavan Hospital. And then in 2008, I started at the Patan Academy of Health Science. So it is grown in this way, and now we have the MBBS student and even PG and MPH. Now there are so many faculties growing on.
The patient population is heterogeneous. Patients coming from rural areas, they have to travel 3 to 2 hours just to come to the hospital. And there is the local population who's coming to the hospital.
This is my first orthopedics rotation, so all the orthopedics I'm seeing for the first time. I see plates and screws and rods and casts. When it comes to things that are unique to Nepal, people coming from a different quality of life and how that plays into why they're in the hospital, what kind of trauma they had.
At Patan Hospital, there are many cases of TB. Nepal is kind of known for being endemic with TB, and you see a lot of that in the emergency department. Often these patients have complications of TB because many of the patients that do arrive to the emergency department are not seen by a primary care physician consistently. You tend to see a worse progression of the disease.
Something I've never seen before is skeletal traction, where they would, for example, drill a pin into a person's tibia and then add a weight onto it so it could pull it, kind of put it into place and relieve some pain. Anytime I've visited a patient or a patient comes to the clinic, they are almost always with somebody.
It's not uncommon for patients to come in with an entourage of family members who are there to provide blankets and sheets as well as food and are actively involved in the patient's care.
Patients definitely benefit from that because they have that safety net and are not going through all of this medical stuff on their own.
In the postpartum department, definitely the family has a huge role in the care of the baby and the mother. In fact, there's almost no admissions of mothers who don't have a family member who come and take care of them. Because in those critical days after delivery, when the woman needs rest and a little bit of relaxation, and if they have any complication like wound infection from C-section, then there is a huge need for the family to come and help. And there is a big porch outside of the postpartum ward where the family just sit on the floor. Big families, it can be sisters, mothers, husbands, all taking care of the baby. Everything that they need, they basically support them. That was a beautiful thing to see.
I definitely learned a lot from the residents. They're my best resource when it comes to asking any question that pops up in my mind. I'm very comfortable with them.
So after coming to Nepal after 5 months in the United States, it's a huge change from one health system and culture to a completely different part of the world. Since day one in OBGYN department, I was welcomed. Everybody were curious, who am I, where I am from, what kind of school I'm coming from, and wanted to make my learning experience as rich as possible. Every time there is an opportunity for a hands-on and trying to figure out what's going on, they were like, Lena, come, and then just put your hands on and feel the fetus, try to listen to her heart. If there is a PV examination, they will also include me.
Because there's a language barrier, I can't interact as much as I would like to. So I've been sharpening my skills at communication and all the other ways besides back and forth dialogue.
So it is mutual understanding or mutual knowing each other. In such a way, our student and our physician also share the knowledge. What they know, they teach them, and what they don't know, they learn from them. So it is very good opportunity for both parties.
Clinically, this experience has shown me how to operate as a physician in low-resource areas and how to come up with creative solutions within the hospital and outside of the hospital.
I'm definitely learning how to fall back, just observe, and learn by body language, learn by seeing the tests that the doctors are doing physically on the patient.
I'm happy to have this great opportunity. I will not say the education here is different. The means and the utilities and the technology is limited here. So the doctors and the staff try to do their best to provide the best health and medicine with the most limited condition. And the biggest example will be in a 144-bed maternity ward, you only have one ultrasound that is sometimes work and sometimes doesn't. So many of the decisions are not based on technology like we do, or just clinical or by hands.
It's been an amazing time here. You know, we have the hospital experience where I'm learning about this different medical system and emergency care. So there's the academic side and there's also the other side, which is the fact that living in Kathmandu has been quite the experience. This is a hustling, bustling city. Traffic takes some getting used to, but I think we've mastered that. There's a lot to explore here. It's an incredible city.
We went to different markets, tried different culinary tasting. We went several times outside of Kathmandu for like a day hikes to see a little bit more of the Himalaya mountains.
Hiking here is beautiful. Went on a beautiful hike yesterday, a wonderful sunrise, and there are a lot of opportunities for that kind of thing as well.